Pop open a bottle of red, sit back on the sofa, slip into something more comfortable, and turn up the Barry White, because tonight's episode of Sweet and Sour is sultry and sexy. Our first letter tonight, red raw with a whore, very sexy, very sultry, transmitting more than just her love. Second letter, my big gay dad. And the third letter tonight, one man just isn't enough. She can't commit to dick. All this and a really seductive panel coming up on Sweet and Sour in about 10 seconds. Don't go away. More of Barry White.
Not a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Pour some sugar on there, baby.
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
How's about some chili?
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Not tonight. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sweet and Sour. Lovely to have your company. Gary Mitchell with you for the next half hour. Terrific lot tonight. All in their sexy and sultry moods. Dressed up and decked out for the occasion. Welcome back, Heinz. Hello, mate.
Ooh, I'm getting there, mate. I'm getting there.
Danny, you might need to move soon.
No, I'll
back,
keep my hands to myself. Don't worry. I'll just do
but
it
it's the first time you
verbally.
ever would.
Verbally.
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 Verbally. All right. Welcome back, mate. Danny, long time no see.
Hi, good to be back. Very good to be
You
back.
look fantastic. What have you
Thank
done?
you.
What have you done?
I've chopped all of my hair off. I turned 29 and I was like, I need a drastic change. And this is the result.
Wow, well, you look sensational.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I like the fur you're wearing as well
Thank
tonight,
you.
too.
Yeah, we're like the crazy cray over here on this side of the table.
Okay.
With our
Remember that when
crazy cray.
the answers are being dished out tonight. Hello, Shell.
Hello, how are you,
Now,
Gary?
you stepped on the accelerator to drive all the way back from Bustleton today to get here in time.
I did. I've done a round trip from Perth to Bustleton to Dunsborough to Margaret River, Warramup, and back
And
to
did the cops
Perth.
get you in the end, or that you managed to avoid them?
No, we
No?
don't have any police watching this show, do we?
Yeah. And that's why you were running from town to town, right?
No, I actually went to visit my mother and to visit some stockers down there.
Oh, so you didn't know where your mother was, and you checked out every town in the southwest.
Sort of, something like that. And it's all
Stockists?
claimable as well. Yes, stockers.
Why? We're not allowed to
No, we
do
can't show
shameless
you what
plugs.
it
That,
is.
that tiny little thing there is reads Miss Shelley.
And it can do big
How
things.
you sleep in there, I have no idea, but it's a lovely colour. What's that? Lip balm?
That is the lip balm. That's the pucker up
Okay.
kissing balm.
Well,
Put a little bit on for the show.
when we're allowed to talk about it, well, I'll put a little bit
Yeah,
on.
just a little bit.
I'm not
Yeah,
allowed to
are
talk.
they clean?
What clean?
Your fingers.
Lukey, are your fingers clean?
Definitely not.
Yeah, terrific. You put some on as well.
All right. I think I'll do.
Welcome back to the show, mate.
It's good to be back.
How's fatherhood?
It's good. I'm getting a little more sleep each month. I'm slowly getting there. No longer a zombie.
You won't get any sleep if you put this on when you get home.
How's the gorgeous Mel?
Mel's doing fantastic.
She-
Motherhood's treating her well.
Oh,
She's looking
that's
as
good.
beautiful as ever.
All right, she gave you a leave pass for tonight.
Just for tonight.
Just for tonight, back to the grind. Here we go, first letter. Dear Mitch and panel, 3 months ago I cheated on my girlfriend of 2 years. After a savage argument, I went in a very angry, hot mood to a friend's party. I got drunk, and I know that's no excuse, and then I succumbed to the charms of another. The girl I slept with had been after me for a good while. We were only together for that night. The next day I went back to my girlfriend and we made up. I didn't tell her about the other girl. I didn't want to. I figured it would have totally destroyed her, and there's no way I think she would have stayed with me. Now, I might not have a choice but to confess, because last week I went to the doctor after developing a bit of a rash in that particular area. I've managed to hide it from her and hopefully it'll be gone soon. She hasn't said anything, so I don't think she's got any similar symptoms, but I'll know when the test results are back if I've got anything that may have infected her. Now, do I keep my mouth shut in the hope that the results are negative? Should I allude to something now in case I have infected her with something? If I break up with her now and then she finds out she has some kind of infection, won't that be worse? I don't know how to salvage this relationship if I've infected her. Some relationships, I figure, don't get beyond infidelity, but this one has the double problem of infidelity and possible infection. What's the best outcome I can expect from all of this. Simon of Seacrest, I'm glad you're on the other side of the continent in New South Wales. Lukey, clever man, not so clever. Sounds like a very young man.
Simon, I've been there. What you're going to do, I'm going to email you a phone number. You're going to call, you're going to ask for a person named Ted. Ted is going to get into your wife's work email. He's going to send around a message that says that STDs may be transmitted through toilet seats there. If this is sounding like a good idea, you're an even bigger idiot than I thought. The best thing you can hope for is maybe hooking up with the STD infected chick, because really, she's quite a catch, and pun intended there, I think that is exactly what you deserve right now.
Absolutely magnificent. Shelley?
That's gold. Absolutely brilliant.
If you were on the receiving end and your boyfriend had come to you and made love after an argument and disappeared afterwards, and how would you feel about it? Is there any forgiving notion in your heart?
No, absolutely
That's it.
not. Absolutely
once
not.
infected.
And if he'd left a little gift there which wasn't wanted, unless it was in a Tiffany's box and not some other box.
Herpes comes in Tiffany's boxes.
It comes in all types of boxes, really, doesn't it? But
Good evening to Tiffany.
It actually sounds like a bad case of syphilis. So it's actually not funny. And I'm glad it's what's his name? Simon. And nobody else that I know. And the reason I know this is because I did used to work in 2 medical clinics in King's Cross, so I did see exactly what was going on in everybody's files, and luckily I know how to zip my mouth up.
On national TV, good.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I think he's an idiot, and I think that his girlfriend is silly for taking him back. And
She
if
doesn't
she doesn't know,
She doesn't know. She's
but
going to find
wouldn't
out.
he has a rash there?
She
She will
see
know,
it.
wouldn't
She
she?
didn't
Pretty
know.
soon.
She didn't see it. Danny, any way you take a bloke like this back?
Look, Simon, you are the kind of guy that I run from. You are a cheater in denial. First of all, drunk, fight, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't have cheated on your girlfriend. There is no excuse for cheating on your girlfriend. You should have told her straight away. You've done everything wrong.
Yeah.
Like this guy,
Yeah.
you should have told
and
her
he
straight
wants to
away.
blame other people. I succumbed. It's not your fault. You succumbed to the charms of another.
Yeah, and this
Oh,
girl's
yes.
been chasing you for ages. Look, you're an idiot. That's just plain and simple. I think that what you need to do now is you definitely have to tell your girlfriend, because if her health is in danger, this is actually quite a serious issue. So you need to tell her, and good luck, because I don't know that you'll be able to have her back. I wouldn't take him back. There's no forgiving there.
I
There's
don't
just
know.
so many wrongs.
If he grows up, but he's obviously a very mature man who just wants to play, keep himself safe from any responsibility. I don't want to tell her. I don't want to get back with that other girl. I don't want to lose her. And it's everybody else's fault except for mine. What an idiot.
Cheater, always a cheater.
Heinz.
Yeah, listen, simple Simon. There's first of all, you got the ego as big as a bloody trunk of an elephant, saying like, I succumb to her charms and all that. It's not so easy, you always got to stalk the girls a little bit. But anyway, you always can say you had some tomatoes in your underpants or something if you're a bit red. That usually helps.
And that's, of course, where everybody carries their tomatoes.
Well,
so
that's
no one
right.
will think anything
This is
strange.
a very good advice. But on the last question, what can I expect from this? The answer is the claps.
The what?
The clap.
The clap.
The clap.
Okay.
Round of applause.
Speaking of which, give a round of applause to
The
Heinz.
bloody Greeks don't speak English anymore.
And we'll go on to our next letter when we come back. After this break, we're going to be talking about what you do when you think one of your parents might be batting for the other team. When we come back, don't go away. Oh, here we go. There's that daggy music again that we have in the background. Never mind. Welcome back to Sweet and Sour. If you'd like to send us a letter, send it to the address that's appearing on your screen right now, which is Sweet and Sour. No, it's not. It's letters at sweetandsour.net.au, and it'll land here. And for every letter that we do have the panel discuss, we're going to send it to the movies, courtesy of the very pregnant, very lovely. She's actually almost due. She's due second week of November. Natalie Cameron, good luck. As the Greeks say, Kalia Lefteria, which means, I don't think it's a very pleasant thing, it means good liberty. When you say it to a pregnant woman. An elephant what?
Well, you just said that in Greek. There's an elephant inside.
Heinz is always charming. Dear Sweet and Sour, I'm terrified my dad might be sexually confused. Let me explain. I was on the family computer the other day and I tried searching for a video relating to a popular cooking show. Before I knew it, the search engine was displaying previous searches, including several open and explicit homosexual porn sites. I'm sure it was my father because my mother is completely computer illiterate and I don't have any siblings. What do I do if he turns out to be gay? My friends will look at me as if I'm gay as well. I'm petrified that I'll be seen as a freak. I don't know whether I should tell my mum about any of this. I don't want to confront my dad because we've always had a bit of a distant relationship. I'm a bit suspicious that he's not actually my dad too. We look nothing alike. We certainly act nothing alike, and now I'm looking at him like he's a bit effeminate too. What do others do to cope in this situation when one of their parents turns out to be gay? It all really makes me completely sick, and it comes to us from Billy of Sunbury, Victoria. Danny?
This letter, there are just so many different levels. There's so much going on here, and it's hard to give advice to this because I haven't had experience with this kind of situation, but I think the first thing you have to do is to be able to understand the situation a bit better is maybe to put yourself in your dad's perspective, to try and look at it from his perspective. If he is gay, he's probably ashamed, he could be embarrassed, he could be suffering a lot because of this as well. So maybe looking at it from his perspective, you'll be able to be more open to it. As far as your friends, I think you might be pleasantly surprised. Would you guys agree with me that people are more open to being gay these days?
Of course. He's worried about himself.
Yeah,
Worried about how he's going to be perceived.
Yeah, I think you shouldn't worry so much about your friends. And lastly, I would suggest maybe going on the web and maybe looking up websites where other people have experienced the same thing and that you can chat to, because it's really intense. It's hard for me to give advice on that.
Why do you think someone so young is so intolerant?
First of all, Billy could be a girl, couldn't it?
Yes, Billy could be a girl.
Well, anyway, first of all, if it looks like it, it feels like it, it probably is.
If it looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, yeah.
But anyway, he may just had a look around, but I mean, the fact is that he doesn't, it's no like a look-alike situation, and feminine and looking at, porn sites. He should go and ask his mother if she ever kissed the milkman, I would suggest.
So sort out the issue of whether it's your real dad first before you go pointing fingers for any other reason.
Yeah, that's exactly right, yeah.
He's harbouring some...
Mum might be a quiet one, getting the milk on the cheap or something,
So the chances are?
Well, the chances are he might be one, he might not be one, but face him, ask him, and ask your mum first, because she might be the culprit. She might head it off as the milkman.
Don't know whether that helps you at all.
Well, she
Billy,
looks like the milkman, doesn't she?
Let's go straight to Shelley. Shelley, why has this kid got an issue?
Well, I was just thinking about this today as I was driving back.
I'm glad.
And because there's been some things happen of late at the primary school, not weird sexual things. However, well, some of the kids have been on the search engines and they've just been looking up certain things like cooking a roast, which to cook a roast. And pornographic sites have been coming up. And a different type of roast has come up. And so we've had to all, as parents, go in and address this.
It's called a spit roast.
Yes.
Guy on each side, girl turns in the middle.
Yes, but the boys can do this as well, apparently.
My social awareness
I hope there's no children watching this.
On a stick, is it?
A spit roast?
Yes, but there can be, but all three men can do this same spit roasting as well.
Okay.
And their cats can.
So he could have inadvertently looked up the
It could have
pornographic
been.
sites.
It could have been completely innocent. Well, then there's the roast, there's
doubtful.
meat, there's all sorts of terms there that can lead you to these sites.
There's plenty of other explanations other than your dad being gay.
Yes, and I just wanted to add, one of my best male friends in Sydney, he is gay, and when I first split up from my boy's biological father, my best friend and I lived together, and he was more parental. He was a beautiful father figure, although he wasn't the biological parent. He was a better parent, and I will say this on national television. He has
drum roll.
Yes, dun, 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 dun. Yes, he was a better parent and a better father than my boy's biological father.
Boom, boom.
So there.
Lukey.
That doesn't say much for the old dad.
Yeah. I think what this guy needs to do is look for warning signs like, did your dad cry while watching the Kardashian wedding? Does your dad know the songs and dance routines from Mamma Mia? Does your dad own items that could have been worn by Lady Gaga? If you answered yes to one or more of these questions, then you're looking at a gay father. Now, this isn't a bad thing. It shouldn't change the way you look at your father, because it's still the same person who loves you, the same person who tucked you in, the same person who taught you to ride a bike. And if you don't love them for who they are, then that just makes you a shallow asshole. And coincidentally, shallow asshole, probably one of your dad's favorite websites.
Oh. Wow.
When we come back, we're going to be talking a related topic. Do women need men anymore? When we come back, don't go away. See you then.
You know the saying, beware of Greeks bearing gifts? Well, I've changed it. It's beware of Greeks giving advice on sweet and sour. Less sweet and more sour.
Now it's commonplace. Welcome back to Sweet and Sour, straight into the third letter. Dear Sweet and Sour, I enjoy the occasional one-night stand as much as the next guy, except I'm a girl. Lately, however, I'm finding myself tired of the usual hump 'em and dump 'em formula. It's not like I'm aiming low. The boys I'm sleeping with are definitely above average. Fit, good looking, and as long as they can perform, size is never an issue. It's not like they're boring too. The last one I betted was a real romantic who loved to watch chick flicks. Perfect catch, right? The problem for me is that after a week, I just want to move into something new. The boys get too clingy and there's always some feature about them that I can't stand, like a disgusting mole or annoying laugh. So I move on to find someone new, and then the same thing happens all over again. What's wrong with me? Why can't I commit? Am I just a product of the current sexually free age? Could it be that I've not found the right one, or is it just true that women now don't need men around permanently anymore? Is this the reason men kept women suppressed for thousands of years? And it comes to us from Harriet, not too far away, Subiaco, WA. Shelley, do men need women anymore?
Do men need women?
They're flip.
Well, they may. They may need
They
somebody
may.
to whinge
Do women
to.
need men now?
No, they actually whinge to their friends on the golf course on a Saturday, don't they? Do they?
Men have got their out. What do women do?
Women go out in Subiaco and they go out on the prowl. Yeah. Apparently. I don't go out at all, of course. Now,
Have you a current man in your life?
No.
Do you need a man in your
That's why
life?
I've achieved so much work in the past 12 months.
Because you're focused.
I am very
You
focused.
put it in the drawer, that's it. How long's that commitment to yourself going to last?
And I'm fussy. Well, it is a commitment to myself, and it's also a commitment to say that I'm fussy and I'm going to get the one. It may happen when I'm about 90 years old, and I may be
But it's going to happen.
be on a recliner chair on the way down the aisle. Yes, Zimmerman, I think they're called.
Zimmer frame.
Time
Zimmerman's a photographer up the road.
The Zimmer frame. Anyway, now Harriet. Okay, if you were to actually charge money, you'd make a really good prostitute. And you'd probably really
like Harriet.
massive house. No, but it's true, because these are all attributes of a very good prostitute. Or because being sexually liberated doesn't mean that you have to hussy around. You know, you can actually keep
Why is
your
she
legs
hussing around?
together.
She's true to herself.
Well, she could be true to herself, but it doesn't mean that she has to open her legs every time she's being true to herself. There's a form of self-control, actually, and that can give you an extra little bit of power, because you know you have the power of the pussy at the end of the day.
There you go.
That's a good comment.
Power of the pussy, Luke.
Sounds like Harriet's had more dicks in her than a truck stop glory hole. But the point is, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, because Harriet, with this attitude, you're giving teenage boys everywhere erections and hope, but mostly erections. And like I said, it's not bad. I'm impressed that you're probably typing this message one-handed while you pleasure a guy with the other one. You sound like a great person, but the fact of the matter is you're eventually going to get caught. You're saying that guys annoy you, you find a flaw, but it may not happen in 2 weeks, it may not happen in 2 years. You will get stopped. You will find a guy who doesn't have these flaws, who gets you to marry him. And then, like me, you'll wake up every morning with a tear-soaked pillow and regret, nothing but regret, because you will also be in hell and married, and there's nothing you can do about it. So enjoy what you can now. And I know what you're thinking. Luke, aren't you worried your wife's going to see this? No, she's too busy plotting my misery and asking me what I'm thinking.
And changing nappies.
Heinz, are you still happily married?
That's a hard act to follow. No, mate, I've given that game a long time away. I just got weekend girlfriends, you know.
Weekend girlfriends.
Shut the door on Monday and don't pay health insurance, you know.
Okay.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? But just briefly, you know, these days, women are not that easy anymore, you know. They're much more reserved, and like you say, you're choosy, and, you know, you have career times and all that. So men are a little bit thrown back because they're all powerful women now with, you know, power careers and all that. But coming back to Pussycat here, she's a bloody slut. That's all she is.
All right.
You know, that's as simple as that.
That's it in summation from
Yeah,
Heinz.
I mean,
She's
that's
just
all
a
you can
slut.
say. You are a slut,
Danny,
Pussycat, right?
if this was a
bloody
guy,
nympho.
if this was a guy, he wouldn't be a slut. He'd be a hero.
Look,
No.
Look, I'm going to go against the grain here and just enlighten you guys on the fact that you were saying that women these days are powerful, and there are some women out there that are comfortable sleeping with lots of men and they feel fine. And if you wake up in the morning and you feel good about it, then round of applause to you. I'm not quite that way, but there are some girls that feel fine. I don't think you should call her a slut.
quite.
But you, my dear, I think what you need to do is, because your issue here is that you're struggling to connect with someone, you need to go on what's called a man-tox. So you need to detox from men, okay? You need to find yourself. I sound like Oprah. You need to find yourself.
Girl.
And you need to start to get to know these men, perhaps form some sort of a friendship, so that when you do see that little annoying niggly thing that you don't like about him, maybe you'll be able to move beyond that. I wish you luck, honey.
And talk to him.
Look, yeah, maybe you and Simon need to hook up. No, but Harriet, you live in Subi.
We're all like that.
She lives in Subi. We need to have a coffee. I need some pointers.
Oh,
I haven't.
we're all like that. Do you like this letter to give away the pair of limited edition sunnies courtesy of Alan Treves?
Definitely. Look, I haven't
We
gotten any
do.
in 6 months,
Harriet,
and this woman's going
Coming
crazy.
out to Subiaco,
Me 12.
pair of glasses that you can
Danny needs a
spy.
boyfriend, folks, before we go.
Say goodnight, Heinz.
She wants a boyfriend. Quick, I'm too old. Quick.
Good night, Heinz. Say good night.
Good night, everybody. I know I'm your conscience, I know.
Good night, Danny. Thanks for
Good
being
night. Thank you.
here.
Thanks,
Good night,
guys.
Shelley.
Good night, Gary.
Thanks for speeding up here.
Okay.
All right, Lukey, my best to Mel
Thank you.
and the bub, and I hope you get some sleep tonight.
Fingers crossed.
Thank all of our wonderful panellists, our terrific crew, and thanks for being with us tonight. Good night, Australia. Bye-bye.
Long live sex! Long live sex!